So today we're going to look at Daniel O'Connell. Daniel O'Connell was a very famous Irish politician. He was nicknamed the Liberator. The word liberator, what's it mean? Well, the liberator means somebody who seeks freedom for others. So Daniel O'Connell wanted to seek freedom for Irish Catholics from the penal laws. So let's learn about him. Daniel O'Connell was born in County Kerry in 1775. He was the eldest of 10 children, and he and his brother were adopted by his rich uncle. O'Connell did well in his studies and he was very smart, and in 1790 his uncle sent him and his brother to study in France. In France, he witnessed the French Revolution, and it was a very violent revolution. And this experience made him hate violence. Daniel O'Connell became a barrister in Dublin, and he became very well known and successful. But in 1798, there was an extremely bloody and brutal rising, and this confirmed O'Connell's hatred of violence. So we had the 1798 rebellion, which started in Wexford by Father Murphy and extended to Wicklow and to Dublin, but mostly in Wicklow and the Battle of Vinegar Hill. And then we had Mayo as well. There was some skirmishes in Mayo down as far as Longford. But he really hated violence. Throughout the 1700s, Catholics were subject to harsh penal laws which affected Catholic civil rights in Ireland. O'Connell agreed with the United Irishmen's call for reform and for Catholic emancipation. So emancipation means freedom, but he disagreed with their use of violence. In 1815, O'Connell criticised the Dublin Corporation, for example, the Dublin County Council. One member of the Dublin Corporation, D'Estaire, challenged O'Connell to a duel. In this duel, D'Estaire was killed, and O'Connell vowed to never fight again. O'Connell paid an allowance to D'Estaire's daughter until he died, and often wore a glove or handkerchief around the hand that fired the shot while in church or passing D'Estaire's window. The Act of Union. While the Act of Union, which united the Kingdom of Great Britain and the Kingdom of Ireland to the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, was being passed in the 1800s, hopes of Catholic emancipation had been raised. So because of the 1798 rebellion, they decided to bring the government together and just have one big government in London. O'Connell founded the Catholic Association in 1823. The organisation aimed to use legal means to secure freedom for Catholics, emancipation. It had the support of the Catholic clergy, the bishops and the priests. The association cost 1 penny to join, therefore it had a massive following. So Daniel O'Connell decided to go for election. In 1828, he went for the election in County Clare. O'Connell had a massive victory against the government's candidate. O'Connell had the support of the Catholic clergy, whom had huge influence and power over the poor and undereducated people of Ireland. The election took place in Ennis, and the statue of O'Connell lies in the middle of Ennis today. O'Connell stopped working as a lawyer in order to spend all his time on politics. The British government was very worried that another rising would occur, and through O'Connell's great work, they granted Catholic emancipation in April 1829. That means Catholic could basically sit in the Houses of Commons. In February 1830, O'Connell became the first Catholic to sit in the House of Commons. It's like our Dáil. Catholic emancipation was the first step. O'Connell felt that once there were Catholic members of Parliament in the House of Commons, that they could use their influence for home rule, which would mean that Ireland would have its own government to rule itself. So Catholic emancipation, we've already mentioned, that allowed Catholics to become members of the Parliament in the English government. And Catholic emancipation also allowed Catholics to hold important jobs and positions. The Repeal Movement. O'Connell then concentrated on winning a repeal for cancelling the Act of Union and getting an Irish Parliament for Irish people, home rule.